So, what's up, guys? It's Ninja Hana Ninja. And basically, yes, you see League of Legends because I was about to play, um, but then circumstance was not with me, basically. And circumstance is if I see something, I say something. And that's kind of what Stockton is all, or was all about, the government, or whatever, and regulations. But the problem was, on the opposite footing, don't snitch, right? And you go up the boondocks, right? Oh, fuck. Damn it! So actually, I want to do that right now. So un momento, por favor. The Boondocks Riley don't snitch scene. Mm, no. Let's see. The Boondocks Riley don't snitch scene. His bike gets stolen. I'm surprised there's not a video. I think I think this will do it. But grab you, put you here. Oops. Whoa, what the fuck? Put you. Uh, Here. Okay. Now check. Okay. Now watch. I think this is it.
My bike! Someone stole my bike!
Yo, Riley! Spin it, baby!
Eddie Rummy just stole my bike! Niggas, I can't stand it. Stole my damn bike. Hey, come back. Bring me back. Wow.
What's that, boy?
Nothing.
Where's your bike? I hope you got some insurance on those spinners. Whee! Thank you for not snitching! You stupid motherfucker.
That is correct. Basically, for those who watched and still don't get it, what happened was those two on the bike informed the kid, who represents the general population, don't snitch on criminals when they do bad things. And she's okay. And he's like, I'm gonna do bad things. But the second it's on him, unlike general society, he's like crying about it, but he doesn't say anything about it. And most people are like, oh, I voted for Trump because I like Trump and Trump is awesome. Oh, he took my land. I don't like Trump anymore. They have at least that. Basically. So they could say like, oh, he did what he did and he crossed the line and blah blah blah, and then they do something about it. Yeah, most people are like, well, again, they'll do something about it, as in like, I won't vote for him anymore, or I don't like him anymore. But here it's just like he was like, okay, I can't snitch, but literally the people that told me not to snitch stole my bike, and that's what it is. You people are just stupid, and you think that Trump is on your side until you realize he's not on your side, but by then it's too late. Your land's gone, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. And for the record, I don't know if they got the land back, by the way, because I think Biden became the president after, like some people who had the land, they lost their land because there was something they did and the government took their land basically, and there's nothing they can do at the time. I think when Biden took over, I don't know what happened because I stopped paying attention, and again, they stopped talking about it, much like the Bernie blackout and why he lost the election, because they shut up and he disappeared, he vanished. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically yeah. Not you, you.
Identify. He didn't say no. You.
This, uh, everybody, by the way. Oh, let me pull up the paper. I have it open. uh, there are people such as Luke Beasley, Adam Mockler, Kyle Kalinske, David Packman, and Philip DeFranco, possibly a Megan Gazette Press, basically. And again, like the list will grow, um, and it will continue to grow as long as I find them. But I'm just informing you of the ones I've crossed and found, and that's why people like Paul Ryan, Steve Bannon, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Pete Hegseth, RFK Jr., Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Marco Rubio, and Jeanine Pirro, why they try to play innocent and play ball now, because the coaches are starting to wake up or they come back online, and then the law starts to take effect, and then say, "Oh, I've always been playing the whole time." But when Trump was in charge, you were full on ready to take advantage of everything and enable everything and do everything. You're the best little bitch ever. But now that daddy's home, you're acting like daddy's little girl. You can't have it both ways, right? You're either independent or your daddy's bitch. And that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to be both, and you can't be both. Some kids will trick stupid parents, such as my dad's wife, for example. My mom died, but my dad's wife, she's a stupid bitch, and she's influenced by her son with stupid bullshit, and she buys it because of bullshit. But anyways, those people are exactly what Trump's looking for, and that's why she voted for Trump, right? Once upon a time, she may not anymore, but again, the damage is done, and stupidity fucking rules, and that's what happened, basically. But anyways, those people, the Luke Beasley, Adam Mockler, Kyle Klinsky, David Packman, Philip DeFranco, what they do is they do this thing that I've called stealing thunder. It's basically the same thing as like pretending to be a police. It's called like stolen valor or something. Or like you pretend to be a military person, or you pretend to be army. Basically, and this reminds me of a prank my friends pulled once upon a time, and they bought this joke that looked very it looked like a military esque, but like it wasn't like trying to intimidate it at all. Like it just had things like a flag on it, this and like it looked kind of like it, but you could tell it was like just a punk jacket, right? And so I was wearing it and riding around on my motorcycle because that jacket was that's why I wear those and stuff. Is a windbreaker. It protects you from elements, and I had a sweater under it and a jacket over it. That jacket over it, which was made out of like the same thing that a tarp would be made out of, it was really cheap. But anyways, other than some things just tie it on or whatever. But anyways, I was going and some dude's like, "Thank you for your service." And he's like, "Oh, never mind." I just kind of laughed like it's okay. But basically he thought I was the military dude. But like he realized, oh, I'm not, and I was like, it's okay. Right? I would have been like, no, 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 I'm not military. I would have told him. I would have been like admitted it. I wouldn't have done what other people do. Like, what are you doing? I'm military. Where's my respect, bitch? Right? And they do it because they want that, and people will lie because that's what they want. But real alphas like me, I don't want that. I don't care. And I'm not saying this guy that I'm talking about isn't an alpha, but he isn't like as alpha as me, basically. But he is doing the same thing that they do, essentially, because he's in the middle of the road, whereas I'm all the way over. Like, I am a lion, I am the Lion King, and this is the Return of the King. And someone in my chat actually did say that Return of the King. I thought it was dope. I forget who it was. I wish I knew who it was, because I wouldn't unmod them. I'm probably gonna unmod all my mods coming up pretty soon. But again, it's because it's a new time, a new era, and once I make it big, I want real people. And if these fuckers were just only there because I was popping off, then fuck these motherfuckers. I want people that will fucking be with me when I'm low and rising. Anyway, so it's called Stealing Thunder, Stolen Valor, right? And basically, uh, he is stepping up like, no, you shouldn't do that, but that's what she does. So let her say it. Shut up, basically. But he wants to go and be like, I'm the one telling you, and you should know, and I'm the one, and blah blah blah. Give me the honor, give me, and that's why I'm calling it Stolen Thunder. So I'm valid and such because she says it, but he wants the gratification for it, right?
Katie, so the problem though is that when I tell someone to give me their ID and they say no, that's refusal to identify. He
She was about to say it, right? But look at.
didn't say no. You liar. He should automatically lose his job for lying, let alone the escalation, let alone lying about.
It's probably a script or probably planned or he's fake as fuck, and that's why I bitch and say like you're a bitch and you don't push hard enough. You go up to the point because you're not willing to do the work, and that's America fucking suffers because people aren't willing to get their hands dirty. Whereas these fuckers that try to go and put marks or shit on my video, they put content, like oh a copyright is what it's called, and I was like okay, well then let's go to court. You could pay me millions of dollars and then pay all my court fees and all my whatever fees and blah blah blah. That's fine. Like there are people out there, and that's how the world was once upon a time, right? There are parasites, and they'll try to take advantage of you, and they'll do whatever. And by the way, there's legal eagle is one variation, but there's a bunch of lawyers that are reaching out, basically, and like instead of being like a social security lawyer, where it's like I'm only gonna do what you or what's it called. The only time they will do fight for your case is social security. But if you're like I was damaged, or I was hurt, or blah blah blah, like legal eagle says, no matter what the case is, from what I can gather at least, he says that you don't pay unless we win. And my guess is they don't take all the cases. And to me, I think that's fine. I think that's fair. Basically, if you're willing to put the work in, you need to know you're going to get something in return, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Basically, IMO, like me being the smartest man alive, and I think I could take all those lawyers on. As far as legality and shit, I would need my own lawyer, right? As far as knowing the law, right? And the books, oh, under code section 3, you're allowed to, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. You can do that. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, things like that, sure. But as far as, like, talking, like, 2 plus 2 is 4, or 4 plus 4 is 8, I'll fucking tear you up, right? That's why in Smash Bros. I was godlike. Because PlayStation All Stars, League of Legends, StarCraft 2, as long as it's actually valid, it's fine, it works. And again, by the way, there's this fucking asshole, Evil Neuro, or Neuro Zerg, or whatever. Evil Neuro is also an AI streamer, the first AI streamer ever, and I want to give props to that dude for doing what he's doing. Thank you, dude. What's his name? I don't know, but he's a total character, and you would know him. Vedal, I think it was Vedal or Vedal or something. But he made Evil Neuro, and that's kind of what I thought about because they both have the same name, Neuro, right? But he's Neuro Zerg, by the way. And he was like, "Oh, evil, all in cheese are dishonorable. You have no honor, no dignity, no self-respect, and blah blah blah." And then like last week, he showed a video of him doing exactly what I used to do. That he would say all that shit about, but when he said it, he was doing that. He called it aggression. Oh, just some other aggression, and I punished him because he didn't, or he I made a basic wall that would fall for the most basic fundamental stuff ever, and so I punished him, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing to everybody my whole life until bitches like you got their way and they removed that from the game. So all you are is just me, but now instead of back then when it was actually a game, and back then when there's actually good players and it was competitive. Now it's just a farm and it's just a place to make money. That's it. The only reason why it's alive is because it's just to make money. It's not competitive anymore. The competitive spirit is dead. DED, dead. Right? But anyways, continue.
about, let alone the exaggeration of he battered me. Just, you lied. You lied 100%. You should lose a job.
He said no.
And this man has a traumatic brain injury. And of course, I would never know that because I escalated the situation and stuck a taser on his back and lied about what exactly happened before I could figure out anything. I didn't use any de escalation technique.
And again, for me to see what I'm seeing, that's stolen valor essentially. But to idiots out there, I can kind of see why. Like, let her say it and then explain it further, right? That's what he should do, basically. So I think no matter what, he fucked up by cutting her off and saying it before she did, and so that's stolen valor, 100%. If he allowed her to say what she wanted to say and then he interrupted, or he said it after she said what she's gonna say, if he then goes and inserts like, oh, by the way, what she said should have said is, then fair enough. But when he's like, no, hey, by the way, he didn't say no, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, that's, shut up, dude. You're stealing her valor. Like, you're stealing her thunder, because it's a video. You're punching down, basically. You're farming bots. Like, that's all you're doing. Kind of like a Night Blue, all the top League of Legends players that you don't hear about anymore because they're all fucking losers, fakers, and liars, basically. And they're not actually good. It's just they got good at one thing so that the game, what's it called, it would progress. And normally they like Rengar, for example. Like, no one played Rengar, right? And I played Rengar, and I made a video. It's still on YouTube. It only has like 2,000 views, which is what I think my channel. I think I have like 150 followers, right? And naturally, normally I get like 2 to 3 views on most of my videos, but that video has like 2.5 thousand views, right? And what happened was that video then got mentioned to some top streamer by somebody. Like, a kid seen my video, mentioned it to a pro whose name is Darius. He, who had no record of playing that champion at all, then goes to perform this video. And again, it's a mastery of a champion that he didn't play, that hella people play but couldn't figure out, but I did, right? And so what happened was, all that shit happened. He makes a video, or all that shit's true rather. He makes a video. He posts the video. It gets noticed, and everybody's playing Rengar that day. He is nerfed to hell and back. I mean, banned rather. I know he's not banned. He's picked 100%, like ban or pick rate. And so the very next day he's banned or he get nerfed to the point where, like, if you go invisible, once upon a time, if you went invisible, nobody knew you were invisible until and you jumped out of nowhere, and that's what made him deadly, right? But because they found out, oh shit, like, this is good. And on top of that, this Darius character, who again, because he's fake and he's not real, and he was just selling a dumbass. Oh, that's, yeah, I'll get views for that. Totally, man. And there's a streamer called Cutie Pie, I think it was. I pushed the button. But there's a person named Cutie Pie. His name is, and I find it funny because I got banned from his chat. but basically the way he played, like the way he played, I said it looked like he was like a seal or like a walrus playing the game because he's like a fat fuck and he fucking losing. He looks like one of those fucking perverts in hentai. Like that's what he is. Like I yes, the hentai means pervert, but he is literally the fat fuck in the perverted hentai cartoons. Like he's the guy that you would see, that raped the girl. That's what you would see in him. He may have lost weight, or he may be better, and he may be married now, or maybe he was honest, but that's what he looked like. And he probably was like that, and probably is like that. But because he was good at the game, he got featured, which is why you don't hear from him anymore, right? But he was good at the game, and when he played, he'd be like, and I said it looked like he was like he had a flipper. Basically, when he was playing, he was just like, and that was him. And that was like he was like on a team that went to the top in America, right? Like what the fuck? Like that's who you what the okay, like whatever, man. But anyways,
what exactly happened before I could figure out anything. I didn't use stuck a tree, and of course, I would never know that. You lied,
oh
man, because I escalated the situation and stuck a taser in his back and lied about what exactly happened before I could figure out anything. I didn't use any de-escalation technique.
No, he was not. And then when I
mm, um I forgot to finish the story. So Darius made the video. Everyone was watching it. Very next day nerfed. So normally when you're invisible, you can't be seen. Nobody would know. But now, the second you push the ult button, everyone gets a notification saying Rengar's invisible. Be careful. And so now you're on your guard. Now you know to fall back to a tower or group together, group up with your team, or blah blah blah. And everyone's afraid. And on top of that, because it was a triple Q, I don't remember exactly how it would work, but I called it the triple Q. And his Q button, what he would do is because he has like a weapon that's just like a big knife, right? And he's called the knife cat, right? But that's his meme, knife cat, right? But he was actually a fucking beast. And what he would do is he could throw Ebola, like they call it Ebola because you push the E button and you throw the bola, and it's Ebola, right? So, anyways, you push R to go alt, and when you alt, it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your ferocity would fill, and at 5, that's when your R would be empowered, or all of your Q, W, E would be empowered, right? And so what you would do is, as it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, on 4, you would Q them, boom, and so then it'd go 5, right? So now it'd be empowered again, boom, and then your old 5 would come and then go 5 again, and you go boom, and then it would reset to 0, basically. So I called it the triple Q. And so I'd be like, shot, 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 and it hit for like 500. So like you would do like 2,000 damage in that instance, basically, and almost everything and anything would die, right? Nothing would survive. But because I wasn't playing for anything, I wasn't trying to get anywhere. But because I liked the guy, I figured it out. See what I'm saying? I was the one who figured it out. Basically, I'm a smart man. I'm the smartest man in the world. I can probably find exploits with everything. You want me on your team. You want to pay me the most. You want me to be featured. You want me to be your coach. I'm the alpha of alpha, king of kings. You know what I'm saying? The coach is daddy of the world. Extraordinaire. You know what I'm saying? I figured that out. But anyways, it got featured by him. He then featured it online. Everyone's seen it. Got nerfed, and now you can't do it anymore. It's impossible. They've made it impossible to do it. So Rengar got nerfed into the dirt. I'm not sure if he's the same because I had to stop because brain tumor stuff. But again, I was on my way up, and then that happened. So, and I learned like I have new champions now. I have no ideas. I played the game. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking busted. I played, oh my god, this is fucking busted. Because I have strategies and I have the potential to know, basically, but I'm not telling anybody now because I learned they will take it and run with it and they won't mention you like that faggot. And guess what? He's gone. Whereas if he actually brought me up, I would have carried him up too, and he would still be a top streamer right now. But because he's a fucking douchebag, and he got what's it called popular, he got a few, oh, I made a few $1,000s or whatever off of that video. But guess what? Nobody knows who he is anymore. You know why? Because he's a fucking loser. Anyways.
Before I could figure out anything, I didn't use any de-escalation technique.
No, he was not. And then when I tell him to open the door and he says no, that's again refusing an order from. Hold on, I'm talking. That's refusal to identify himself and refusal to exit the vehicle.
Sing, he smiles and goes quiet. But this is in the instance where he should pause and be like, no. You tell the cop. He didn't say no. You're talking, but you're wrong. And I've learned it too. I talked to my friends, and I was like, no, that's not right. That's not right. And then he was talking, telling me, I'm like, yeah, but that's not the case. Or you got something wrong. He's like, I know. Wait. And it's like, but because, and then you tell me, like, okay, so now it makes sense. But why didn't you say that before, kind of thing, So, again, yeah, you have to be able to interrupt.
Which is an order from law enforcement officer. Right. Furthermore, when I reach inside the car to unlock the door, and which is an order from law enforcement officer. Right. Furthermore, when I
Farthermore, did he say farther?
Again, this is what happens. He's dumb. He doesn't know, and if it's again, I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm gonna make fun of how you look and talk shit about your appearance. And this is what Trump's like. Oh, you're high. You get tax breaks. Oh, you're ugly. You gotta pay a lot of taxes. It's because Trump's a dumbass and he has to do this kind of shit.
Hold on.
That's refusal to identify himself and refusal to exit the vehicle, which is an order from law enforcement officer. Right. Furthermore, when I reach inside the car to unlock the door and he grabs my hand, that's felony.
That's the education system for you. That's the level of education of a typical law enforcement officer.
Interrupts you to say this stupid bullshit.
Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, furthermore, I mean,
yes, you interrupt her to point this out, and you interrupt all this shit to point this out, but you didn't interrupt before when he was like, hold on, I'm talking, and you should have interrupted anyway, but like, I don't care if you're a cop and you're talking. He didn't say no. Because then the cop's whole story, oh shit, I can't talk. Because my basis, my fundamental basis of my argument is based on this one idea. And for us to go into fairy tale land, and for me to listen to you talking about fairy tale land, it's a waste of time. That's why you interrupt, right? Unless you're in Congress, you're allowed 5 minutes. Listen, and then you can go ahead and pull Marjorie Taylor Greene if you want. Huh? What? When I forgot who it was, but they're talking. Is like, I want to enter this into the record, and he was talking for a good a few minutes or whatever, and he's ranting, and then I would like to enter this to the record. Huh? What? You hear it on the mic. Huh? What? Huh? What? And then you hear. And she said, "Oh, I'm without objection." Like, and we're supposed to believe these people are leading the way, and they're not sheep, and they're not shadow government. Whoa,
I mean, you can't make
this lock the door, and he grabs my hand. That's felony battery on law enforcement. Fourth, when I do finally get the car door open, and
this is why it's important to be like California and step the fuck up. You can say woke and blah blah all you want. All you're doing is hating because you're pissed off that we're educated, and Florida isn't. Like, this is in Florida. If she knew better, she interrupted. If she knew better, this discussion wouldn't be happening. And if she knew better, he would know better. And this whole involvement, this whole situation wouldn't have happened. That's why it doesn't happen in America. But that's why authoritarian is so prevalent in the South. But the second it started to cross into the blue states, all of a sudden, next thing you know, it was like, wait, I know my rights. That's not right. And they're like, oh, well, you woke. You just woke. And it's like, yeah, you're trying. Yeah. Oh, I don't think so.
pushes me away. That's battery on law enforcement. He cannot touch me.
I'm surprised this deputy can count to 4. I've seen he was like, fourth. He touched me. Battery on a law enforcement officer.
Shut up.
Oh, cry me.
Okay, the brain injury, that sucks. I'm very sorry for you and your family. He cannot touch me. He cannot refuse orders that I
He
give to him.
didn't touch you. He didn't refuse anything.
This is a legal, lawful traffic stop.
Fine, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but don't say that.
He's impeding the flow of traffic going 10 miles an hour on US 1. You cannot do that. He is correct. It is a safety.
What law? What law? What law? Tell me what law says you can't go below the speed limit. There is no law. You know why? There is no law? Because it's not illegal. And this is not an illegal stop. So get the fuck out of here. But again, I'm woke, right? I'm woke. Oh, you fucking woke. You're trying to change the argument because you can't win with logic. Again, it's like Bill Burr's arguing with the woman. In fact, I really gotta fucking... Dude. Like, oh my god. Like, dude. Bill Burr, how to argue with a woman. It's right there. There it is. Bam.
Never address how women argue, which I
This is important for you to see and to recognize and to know.
think is a core of a lot of that shit. You know, and I gotta tell you something, man. Like, I never knew how women argued, but after 20 years of losing every significant battle in a relationship, I finally figured out how they argued. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm starting to turn this franchise around.
And he's popping off because he helps the world maintain stupidity, basically. And everyone loves a stupid person, and that's why he's doing well. But me, I'm a smart guy. No one likes a smart guy because, oh, you're such a smart ass, and about you always have negative shit to say. But when you meet a dumbass, like, hey, buddy, what's up, man? You want to get a drink? I hang out. You're my best friend, so I can take advantage of you because you're stupid. That's what you're looking for. That's what you want. That's why people will pretend to be stupid, and then they take advantage of you because they're actually not stupid, and you're welcoming that in because that's what you're looking for, right? If you just been friends with a smart guy, your life would be booming. You'd be doing great. Like me, I want to hang out with Jordan Peterson. I want to hang out with, what's his name? Joe Rogan. I want to talk to smart people or people that know stuff because then I get to know stuff. I get to find out stuff. That's what talking is. It's not my fault. You're just a fucking cow and you're like, moo, and I'm just gonna flapping my wings. Like chickens and shit. Like, that's you, bro. Go ahead. That's right. Anyways, but yeah, that's why you watch Bill Burr, because that's stupid bullshit. You won't watch me because you're like, I don't know what he's saying. I'm too stupid. Fuck you, dude. You're hell dumb. It's smart guy. He's fucking brain damaged or a fucking woke or whatever. And yeah, that's what you want, and that's exactly what trouble and all of this people are looking for. The reason why is because they're easy to control, like I told you before. Anyways.
I have begun a winning tradition.
Something I've done since I was 7 years old. I still remember I was arguing with the teacher, Spanish teacher that was there to educate me on math. That's why I don't know math. And I'm lucky, basically. I'm actually lucky that I wouldn't say that's not true. Because I think I still would have been the same thing. Even I'm not lucky. At the end of the day, I'm not lucky. Like, it did help me see it, but I think I would have saw it anyways. It's just that was one reason why. One reason why I'm woke, basically. But there's plenty of reasons why I'm woke. Like, even me trying to figure out math, the reason why I know what I do is because I'm woke, basically. And I know math is a failure, and I can talk to it. And that'll probably be my next video, where I talk about math and why it's a failure and whatnot. But anyways.
This is how they argue, as far as I can tell. All right? If they're right, they argue the point. And they stay on point and make sure you stay on point until you're down on your knees, apologizing, begging for forgiveness. All right? No problem with that. Totally respect it. But here's the thing. If they're wrong, they go rogue. They go off-road. They start thinking of shit you're sensitive about. Maybe you don't get along with your dad. And in their head, they just start concocting this evil statement. Totally designed, this desperate Hail Mary attempt to make you so fucking mad, you just call him a cunt. That's what it is. And cunt trumps all the bullshit they did to start the argument. Now it's not about that. Well, that's no reason to call me a cunt. And then that's it. You're in this room now, right?
And Bill Burr doesn't realize that, no, that's not actually how you talk about women. That's just how they manipulate stupid people. Like they, as in whoever, anybody. This is just a tool to talk to dumb people. You are a sheep in this scenario, and they're just talking jibber jabber to make you do what they want. That's what it is. That's exactly what it's doing. It's manipulation. They are smarter than you.
They go rogue.
That's when they're wrong.
A winning for
But when they're right, they stay on point, right? Right now, it's hard to think of an example because they don't really have a situation where they're right. But this is why you know so much about Obama and his tan suit, why you know so much about Hillary and her emails, why you know Biden, why you know about Hunter, why you know about his emails and their shit, and then the the Iron thing, or the Iron Man, or whatever the fuck, it's the dossier, whatever. And why Bernie Sanders, oh, he's stupid, he's old, but yet Trump is like 6 years younger than him, or something. Like, they're still old as fuck. Like, but that's why you know about those things, because when they're right, and that's them being right, because that's all they have. They stay on point. That's their point. Those things, but when they're wrong, they go rogue. Basically, that's what that is, right? They go rogue until they find a point, which is one of those points, like I said, that's rogue. But then when they find was by his suit, and you're insecure about the suit, and you won't talk about the suit, so they focus and stay on the suit, right? They talk about the suit, and then you call him a cunt or something, and suddenly it's about that now. Suddenly the suit don't matter, and now it's all that. Now you're talking about this. Again, I'm trying to pull up an example, but it's hard because they always go back to the suit. But then actually, I think it's just the fact it's like the suit, the emails, the dossier, the Biden, the Hunter Biden, the money there, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's just them. It's the same fucking thing. It's the exact same fucking thing. But anyways, thank you, Bill Burr. You sheep.
Hey everyone, Colton Wexley here. You know what's
Shut up, Colton Wexley.
Hazard to do that. That's why I pulled him over. He can't do that.
The only safety hazard I see is this law enforcement officer, this deputy sheriff from the Monroe County Sheriff's Department in Florida. He's the only safety hazard that I've seen in this entire video.
Okay?
I apologize. Like I said, his response and his ability to.
So yeah, she's just like, okay, yeah, you're right. I apologize, but that's why he wanted to ramble and continue on without interruption, because he was hoping you'd forget your justice, and that's how the system works. Would any of what he said apply if she told him he didn't say no? No. It would never have gone that direction. But now she's apologizing as if it did, and that's what they want. Again, just like Bill Burr's arguing with the woman. When they don't know what to do, they go rogue.
What to say in stressful
But when they do know, they're on point.
moments is
Hello, how are you? I have a problem with my headphones, so I can't hear you. Can you reply to me in chat? I will really appreciate it.
impaired because of the brain injury. He literally has missing pieces of his brain. And so when giving orders or whatever, his responses are often off. Like even when I'm asking him to do something or reminding him to brush his teeth even or things like that. Even dealt with.
Can you go back in the car and make how old are the kids in the car?
7 and 12.
Okay. Can you go back in the car and make sure they're okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you
Would
doing back
like
here?
I was going to see if his wallet is in here.
Yeah,
Would
if
you
it
like me to grab his
Yes,
wallet?
please, if you could. Thank you.
To get it. So
I'm gonna open the door for a second to talk to you.
Get out. Situations on the way this or
You're slow thinking. Look, I was not trying to be combative. I have a slow thinking, and like he's so I meant
this is the part handcuffed, lost his back up. This man is his whole
exactly what y'all go through at that moment. I know exactly.
Okay.
When
So,
you see
so
me,
See, this is the part, ladies and gentlemen. I believe he says he's worked at fire departments his whole life, in the fire department his whole life. This is the part that I feel sad about. This man has had his rights violated. Not his fault that he's sitting in the back of a police vehicle right now. It's not his fault whatsoever. He's handcuffed, lost his freedom, all because an officer, a deputy sheriff, couldn't de-escalate, and his ego let his ego.
Stop being a bitch. Sean Paul Reyes. Stop being a bitch. And what I mean by that is like you're falling into the emotional trap. We shouldn't be here and talking about it, and yet you're responding as if like, oh, he's all this bad stuff. Yeah, I know, I get it, I understand it, but it really doesn't matter. The fact is, no matter who is back here, it shouldn't have happened at all, period. So let's make the convo and move it to where it matters. Because him personally could be replaced by anyone, and we'd be in this condition. And that's why we're not going anywhere. Because you want to talk about problem C instead of problem A. You know what I'm saying?
Ego run rampant. But now he's sitting over here in the back of the police car, and it makes me sad that he's, basically apologizing for something he didn't do. Saying, I know what you guys go through on traffic stops as a firefighter. Like, then you've seen this happen to a lot of people before, sir. You've seen a lot of things happen like this to people like you.
trying to jump back in, I'm
the main
thanking
problem.
you. I want to thank you the highest for not pulling that trigger when I jumped back in. I know when the adrenaline starts pumping.
He's thanking him for not pulling.
Okay, my computer's starting to fuck up. It means I've been recording for too long, apparently. Oh, fuck. I've been talking for. This is apparently a 40-minute video. Time flies, dude. Time fucking flies when you're having fun, baby. Yeah, no, it's yeah. But anyways, I want to go. I hope I made the point. Again, I'm not trying to steal thunder because I'm not Sean Paul Reyes. I'm not these beta cucks. Have your own fucking thunder. That's fine. Whatever. My fucking storm is way bigger than anyways. It's just you have to be smart enough to see it. I mean, you'll feel it. Don't get me wrong. The damages and your participation is not required. But the point is, like, yeah. Anyways. That's it. Be well, be happy, be safe. Yeah. As for the people who are here that are in the stream, hang around. But the video is over. So yeah, thank you. Take care. Be well, be happy, be safe, and peace.